Awesome. All right. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, everybody. And thank you all so much for joining us. I am Chef Rashaunda Grant, owner of the Carolina Cookery, located on James Island in Charleston, South Carolina. And I am honored to be in the presence of Gullah Geechee royalty today. Ms. Anita Prather Singleton, or Singleton Prather. And better known to, I don't know about y'all, I was first introduced to her as Aunt Pearly Sue. She
Yes.
is a acclaimed Gullah Geechee artisan and storyteller, keeper of the culture. You have been a performer, you have been award winning, you have had a cooking show I saw, and generally I would say one of the people keeping Gullah Geechee culture alive and sharing it with the world. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I'm so happy to have you.
Well, thank you, pretty lady. I tell you, this is an honor. I am just so proud of you young people, and because I'm an elder now, um, for what you all are doing to keep it alive, and so
Oh,
it makes my heart feel at peace that we'll be leaving it in great hands. And so I thank
oh.
you for what you're doing as well.
Well, thank
Mhm.
you. So, obviously, I grew up on James Island. My family is from the Low Countries, from James Island. We've been here for a very long time. So, I do identify as Gullah Geechee. And I know you say your family
Mhm.
hails from the St. Helena area. But
Well,
for those who might be,
all over. In fact, from Colleton County all the
okay,
way to Hutchinson Island at the foot of the Savannah Bridge. So
oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
my paternal grandfather was born 1875, Cherokee Plantation in Colleton County, and my maternal great grandfather was born on Hutchinson Island, also in the 1800s. So yeah, and everything in between. So all of that low country area from Colleton
That is
County to the Georgia border.
That is so
Mhm.
awesome. So, for those who might be tuning in who are not as familiar with Gullah Geechee culture, if you had to explain to somebody who are the Gullah Geechee people, what is Gullah Geechee culture? How
Well,
could you explain it?
I'm gonna give you Aunt Pearlie Sue running definition. I feel like Gullah Geechee culture is the blending of all of those cultures that came together during that transatlantic slave trade, uh, during that horrible time in our history, the blending of the many West African countries, especially those on the rice coast, like Sierra Leone, Senegal, Gambia, Togo, Benin, all of that, right on down to Nigeria, Angola, blended with that of the Europeans that became the masters. They came from France, they came from Spain, they came from Germany, Portugal being the first set of Europeans to actually take us off of the continent of Africa to be enslaved people other places. But we know now that some of us were here long before slavery started on the continent of North America. So all of that, and then when we got here, the Native Americans. So it's the blending of all of those cultures that came together during that horrible time called the transatlantic slave trade is what Gullah Geechee is. And so it makes us Gullah kinfolk whether we want to be or not, whether we got blonde and blue eyes, or whether we got beautiful black charcoal skin with curly kinky hair and dark brown eyes. Somewhere in there, we cousins.
We thought if we were discussing it just before we went live that we might be cousins on my granddaddy's side because I got some
Mm-hmm.
singletons in my family too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, in terms of all of that is really amazing. In your opinion, why is it so important to continue to share with people about Gullah Geechee culture and what it is?
We have to know who we are. See what's been happening. We've allowed television and media and what other people say about us determine who we are. And when a people don't know who they are, then we don't have an identity. Like a lot of people that you find in the mental hospitals, first thing they say, who are you? And they have all these different personalities and they don't know who they are. And that's what has happened to a lot of our young people. They think BET and gangster rap and other stuff has defined who they are, or we let other folks that don't look like us tell us we thugs, we this and we that, and oh, we got to drop it like it's hot or bend it like it's cool, when we're actually queens and the mother of all humanity. So to relegate our greatness to whether something is wet or dry, and for those that don't know what I'm referencing, go look it up. Is a shame because Black females, the oldest known human being to us today is a Black female from Ethiopia and Mother Eve. And so we have to know that. We have to know that we were kings and queens. We have to know that we started university systems. We have to know that we introduced civilization to Europe. Europe didn't introduce civilization to us. So we have to rewrite that narrative and tell the truth. And so we get all this crazy stuff, and then we believe it, and then we act it out. And that's what we're seeing now. Our young people killing themselves because somebody has said along the way, there's no value in Blackness. The devil is a liar. And so that's why it's important that we have to tell the story, the whole truth, even the bad parts that we did, that those few Europeans did not have the power to bring over 12 million people off of the continent of Mother Africa unless some of us were involved in that. They didn't have that kind of power. We give them too much power. And the same thing today. We have the power to reclaim our history. We have the power to write our future. We have the power to determine what our present situation is going to be. And that's why this Gullah Geechee history is so important.
Talk a little bit more about your personal experience with culture and some of the traditions that you find are most valuable. Obviously, I have chosen to work in food. I love being able to share our culture through food, and introduce people to some of that food items. Specifically, I know you've gone in the performance and storytelling and history route. Tell me a bit more about some of your favorite cultures, especially as we get into the holiday season. What are some of your favorite customs to keep alive this time of year that you want to make sure that we're keeping alive in the future generations?
Definitely families gathering together. We've lost that. We got Golden Corral, so we skip Sunday dinners now because everybody goes to Golden Corral after church. We call in DoorDash or somebody else, so we skip that part of sitting down at the table having family dinners. That's where we passed a lot of our values and our traditions down to the next generations. So we have a whole generation that has missed that. So that sense of family, that sense of community, the need to respect your elders, we've lost a lot of that because we've omitted something that was so very important to us. The only thing sometimes we could share was a song or a meal because they didn't allow us to share too many other things. Family was so valuable because it was so easy for us to be sold off to other plantations. So when you had a chance to come together as a family unit, you celebrated that. And we've gotten away from that. But this is what the holidays allow us to do, to come back and celebrate those connections.
Oh, well, speaking of celebrations, I know you have a really big event coming up with your performance, A Gullah Christmas Story and Worship and Explore. Can you tell the folks who are watching a little bit more about this experience, what to expect, and where they can find more information and purchase their tickets?
Well, we have a whole weekend that we're getting ready for, starting on December the 4th through the 7th. It's called the Sea Island Gullah Christmas Celebration. It starts on Thursday at 9 in the morning with a Gullah Geechee Sierra Leone Connection Seminar. Our roots go deep into Sierra Leone, and we want our young people to understand, and just people in general to understand, that close connection to Sierra Leone. That most of us that end up in America came through Bunce Island, which is right off the coast of Sierra Leone, into this country. So that's important. We have African scholar Amadou Masali, who has traveled all over the world connecting the dots of the African diaspora back to Sierra Leone. He now resides in Dallas, Texas. He's one of our board members on the Gullah Traveling Theater. And he and I met back in 2006. And we've been telling this story together, parallel stories together, for the last 21 years. And so I'm excited about him. And this year we also have a diplomat coming from the embassy in DC, the Sierra Leonean embassy, that will come down and bring greetings from the president of Sierra Leone. We were able to, again, continue to make that bond when I visited there in 2019 through 2020. And we continue to build on that. We have some young people that we met while we were there, that a young man that was my assistant, I was on crutches when I went, and his name is Sheku Fafana, and he was a student at the university there. And he, along with about 12 other students, were all tourism majors, and they're the first graduating class of tourism majors. So since 2020, I've been trying to get them here to be a part of the University of South Carolina tourism program. And the issue has always, COVID came in, and then after COVID, the problems with visas. And so we're still working on that. We've been helping to support his internship at a tourism business there. And so we continue to build that relationship. But we've been building this bridge to connect Sierra Leone, Barbados, the Caribbean, and South Carolina, because that was our trade route. That was the route of the transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah, I've had a chance to work with some other chefs from Barbados, especially with the Barbados to Carolinas alliance.
Right.
There. I will honestly say I didn't know as much about the Sierra Leone connection, which is ironic because I have a brother who actually repatriated to Sierra Leone, and so he lives there now.
Okay.
And I do know that they are, they've got like a reciprocal citizenship thing happening, if that's something people want to pursue. But I'm definitely interested. I'm excited to come and learn more, to find out more about it.
Right.
You said this is going to be December 4th through
That's
7th.
4th, right? So that starts 9:00 on Thursday morning. Then Thursday night, we have our opening night of our full stage musical. We have about 40 cast members. It's called Christmas Wish Freedom. It's the last Christmas before the Civil War. All the masters have gathered at Institution Hall in Charleston, and they've signed the Articles of Succession that was first drafted in downtown Beaufort, and South Carolina becomes the first state to secede from the Union. So all that excitement on that plantation, masters already saying that, if Abraham Lincoln was elected president in November, that they would secede from the Union. So that's what they did on December 20th. So they talking about war. They'll go to war first before they let some Yankee tell them what to do with the slaves. Well, those of us in the quarters, we packing up, getting ready to go because we can smell freedom coming. And sure enough, on April 12th, 1861, the war started. And by November 7th, 1861, those of us in Beaufort County were the first set to be freed on that day, the day when big gun didn't shoot, the beginning of the Reconstruction. So all of that history is played out on stage through musical theater with live music, dance, singing, interactive storytelling. And we send people back to December 20th of 1860, those 5 days leading up to Christmas. Okay. And so that's our wish, is freedom.
And for those who are looking to buy those tickets online, they can visit www.gullakinfolktravelingtheater.org. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you've got, that's going to be under the events tab, and everything that's happening that weekend will be on that tab. Well, I'm very excited. Again, I learned a little bit today because I know, and I think that's the other part, is like making sure that we're sharing these stories, because I know that historically Christmas has always been a really big deal in our family, especially with my family being here on James Island, Solid Green, Mosquito Beach. Really, just for us, it's always a time to visit and connect. And I knew that went back to those times of slavery, because even during slavery in the South, that was one of the few times where people did get to go visit family who may have been sold off to another neighboring plantation. Like that was the 1 or 2 days off that you would get. Like that was a 1 day off in the year that slaves got a little bit of chance to, like you said, come together, especially during a time historically where there were, laws being placed about coming together, about congregating, and about, communing with one another. They were really trying to keep us separate and apart. So really taking the time to spend that time together as family, and to come back together as a community, to not just to retell the stories, to learn, but then to think about the future, and how we want to keep that going for future generations. I know I'm gonna see if I can rustle up my nieces to come with me.
Oh yeah, and we do, and on Friday we do an encore performance Friday night as well. But during the day, from starting at 9:30, and then we have a 10:45 and a 12 o'clock show for students. So they bus students into the University Center for the Arts, and we do an abbreviated show for those students again, and it lines up with a lot of their South Carolina history standards as well as performing arts standards as well. And so that's I'm an educator by trade. Was in the classroom for about 20 years, and so my heart is always the young people, and so I get a chance to teach without having to do lesson plans and giving grades and bus duty and lunch duty. So we just
There's a
love it
lunch.
when. Mhm. So I just love it when I get a chance to share this with students. And we've had kids now. I have the grandkids of students, former students, that come and say, "My mama said you taught me," and and they come and they sing the songs because it's interactive, so the students get to participate. We don't just let them just sit in the audience and just look. It's a participatory situation, and we make sure everybody get a chance for sing something. And
Oh,
so the
so it's
kids just
active
love
involvement, not just
that.
call and
Yes,
response. They will be
yes,
actively
yes.
engaged in the
That's
performance. I
right.
love
That's right.
that.
So so we do that. And then on Friday night, when we do, like I said, the encore performance, we add the Gullah Geechee Christmas marketplace. So we have beautiful, unique artwork from the different local artists, and we're excited that we get a chance to help them showcase their talents. So it's not just about Gullah kinfolk, but it's about community, how we can help promote everybody's you know, their contribution to preserving this culture. And we used to do the Gullah Taste of Christmas. We used to do it on that Friday night as well, but it got as big as the show itself, so we had to split and give it its own day. And so that's where Saturday comes in with the
I
Gullah.
was just gonna ask
Hmm.
because again,
Hmm.
the food part is where my heart
Right?
is. So
Yeah.
tell us about the activities on Saturday. I know there's going to be a competition. I might have to throw my hat in the ring,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
tell us a bit more about Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday we have different Gullah chefs and Gullah cooks come out and they set up their those vendors set up their foods. We have arts and craft vendors again. We have a kitty village. Um, we're gonna have Papa Claus and Mama Claus out there, Wakanda style, and so we're excited about adding that this year. So and there's no cover charge, so you can come. It's a family fun, so you can't say. I know people, our budgets are really tight, but this is our
They
gift
come
back
on
to the
out.
community, back to the community. And then the cherry on the top is the rice cook-off. And so this is our fifth year doing. This is our 25th year actually doing the whole festival, but this is our fifth year doing the rice cook-off. And so top prize is 3,000 for the best part, 2,000 for second place, 1,000 for first, and for third place, and then 500 for the people's choice. And this year, which I'm really excited about, we've added a children's division for the competition. So 17
Oh,
and under. Top prize for them is 500, 300, 200, and 100 for the people's choice. So I'm really excited about that.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
that is so awesome. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So all of this information can be found online at www.gullah.org. And then they can, Gullah Kinfolk Traveling Theater.org. They can find it under the events tab. They can get tickets and find out the entire itinerary for the weekend. We talked about the performances, the informational seminars, the encore performance, and then the Saturday market. What else can people look forward to in Beaufort when they come down?
Yeah, well, Friday night, starting at 6, we have the Night on the Town, where we block off the street and downtown Beaufort, Bay Street. And it's live entertainment, hot chocolate, all the businesses on Bay Street stay open after hours. And so all of that's going on, the lighting of the Christmas tree, all that's going on. It starts at 6. So you can go spend an hour there and still just walk about 3 blocks down to our show that starts at 7. And then on Saturday, after we finish after we finish the rice cook-off, which ends about 4 o'clock. At 5:30, the boat parade starts. That's right downtown Beaufort, so you can hang on. You can stay hanging out there, and all the boats are all lit up, and right there on the bay, Beaufort Bay. And then on Sunday, we partner with the Beaufort County Black Chamber of Commerce, and they have the Christmas marketplace. It starts at 1 o'clock, and that runs from 1 to 6. Because right in the middle of that, at 3 o'clock, is our annual Christmas parade. So parents can take their kids down there, and again, Papa and Mama Claus will be there. They can take pictures with Santa Claus, Papa Claus, and Mama Claus. And again, we'll have food trucks there and arts and craft vendors at the chamber. And then when the parade passes in front of the chamber, you just step outside on the sidewalk and you all can view the parade. Yeah.
This sounds like it's going to be a really fun weekend. I am so excited to participate. I
Mm-hmm.
can't wait to come down. Is there anything else you want to tell the folks before we sign off today?
Yeah, we don't want to forget Mitchellville down in the southern part of Beaufort County, or Hilton Head, because they're going to be from the 4th through the 8th. So that's from Thursday till Monday night. They'll be lighting up Mitchellville. So, Mitchellville is the first,
Okay.
right? Yeah, the first self-governing Gullah Geechee settlement, right in the midst of the Civil War. It was founded right there on Hilton Head. And Hilton Head is the southern part of Beaufort County. If folks didn't know that, Hilton Head is not a foreign country, but it is part of Beaufort County. So, yes. Yeah.
Therefore,
Yeah. So we want
despite what
folks.
people think, we are still a part of America.
Yes,
I
yes,
have
yes.
gotten that when I've traveled to other places where
Mm-hmm.
people think you're not from America. Or they're like, what
Mm-hmm.
accent is that? Like, we
Mm-hmm.
just
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
awesome.
So we have a lot going on. So please, please, and what I want people to know that don't look like us, that is open to everybody. This is our way of saying we love you. Um, God bless you. This is our gift back to the community. I think this nation is hurting in a lot of ways, and I don't need to elaborate. Everybody knows, and I think we need. This is a place for healing where everybody's welcome. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your what you consider your nationality to be, what you consider your race to be, whatever. We want you to know that you're loved here, and this is what this celebration celebrates: the community of unity and love.
I love it. And I think that is the perfect sentiment to share this holiday season. Well,
Mhm.
thank you so much for joining me today. I'm looking forward to the event. I can't wait to come down to Beaufort.
Okay,
It's
come
a
on.
quick drive. If y'all are in the Charleston area, if you're in Savannah area, it's a perfect little halfway between. It's a day trip. Come on out. Don't hesitate. Definitely get your tickets to
Mhm.
both performances. Be sure to come out and support all the amazing vendors that are going to be present. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
being with us today.
Yeah.
And I look forward to it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and tell folks
Now
we.
I'm in the holiday spirit. I'm excited
Yeah,
now.
yeah, and tell folks we have some special rates with True by Hilton and some of the bed and breakfast. So let us know if you want to come and make a weekend of it. And
All right. And they can find all that online about the discounted
yeah,
hotel.
yeah, yeah. If you want to
I
hang
love
out at the beach on Fripp Island Beach, there's some special
it.
rates, and so those are some of
I
our
love it.
partners. So yes, we want to make it special for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Everybody have a wonderful afternoon. Y'all, thank y'all so much for joining us.
Thank you. God bless.
God bless.